Hello and welcome to DataSunrise demo. This time we will see how DataSunrise instance handles SQL injection attack. DataSunrise database application firewall includes SQL injection detection and prevention mechanism, but this mechanism at least must be activated and enabled. I will use my demo web application that operates through DataSunrise proxy hostname and port number. But for the first time, due to the sake of this demo, I will not enable any security rules in my DataSunrise instance. And demo web application is written in PHP. The application uses a vulnerable ORM and sends HTTP GET requests to the website. The website sends SQL queries to the database instance. Advanced SQL injection penetration tool can successfully attack such a web application and dump database data and even all database users' password hashes. Such a penetration tool as SQL map can use multiple vectors for such attack. For this demo, I will use open source SQL map database penetration tool. SQL map is not a part of DataSunrise security suite. This tool is freely available database penetration tool and we'll use it in this demo. It will show you what happens if a vulnerable website operates without any web application firewall or a database firewall with SQL injection protection mechanism. Here is my demo application. I will use SQL map to attack this demo web application. We can navigate inside of this demo web app and see that it provides us with the URL we can use for the SQL map. Let's check how vulnerable my demo web application to SQL injection attack with SQL map. SQL map is a console script that runs with Python. The script will start the SQL map attack on my demo customer's web app. Let's see what data SQL map can discover. More information on SQL map parameters you can find on SQL map official website. We can see that SQL map started the attack. It is trying to find users and users' password hashes. SQL map uses different vectors of the SQL injection attack. Now it's trying to find database users' password hashes. Now it is retrieving database schemas. As we can notice, the attack is very successful. Now the attack is finished. On the next step, we'll add another layer of security. This is a database SQL injection blocking mechanism. As we can notice, my demo application needs some database firewall. So I switched back to DataSunrise instance and I'm going to enable my configured security rule block SQL injection. This rule requires DataSunrise instance to operate in the proxy mode. I will use default settings for this mechanism. More information you can find in our user guide. I'm going to enable this rule and save it. We can see this rule is enabled. Now, after enabling SQL injection blocking rule in DataSunrise instance, I will show you how DataSunrise instance will block our next SQL map attack. I will use exactly the same command line and parameters for SQL map tool. As we can see, DataSunrise intercepts and blocks SQL injection queries to the database instance. As we can see, in the end of this process, SQL map was not able to reveal any sensitive information from our database instance because we used DataSunrise Database Security Suite with SQL injection, detection, and blocking mechanism. Now we can see that the security rule blocks SQL injection performed according to the expectations. The security rule saved the event under security events and triggered many times. Let's look outside of this security rule one more time. Under SQL Injection tab, we can find a warning level, which provides us with 15 points to reach the warning. If this rule will block the SQL query, it should have 20 points. These points can be collected by detecting comment penalty, double query penalties, and other parameters. More information you can find in our user guide under section 945, SQL Injection Filter in the user guide. As soon as the warning level is reached, DataSunrise produces the warning event in Events under Security menu item. When the blocking level is reached, for example, there were 10 points or parameter and there were union in the query, then DataSunrise generates blocking event. The query will be blocked. Okay, now let's go to the security events and see some examples. One of them is a warning event. Let's look inside of this one. As we can see, this event did not block the query itself, but we can see the rule generated the warning. The reason is because there was a comment penalty is 5 and the keyword and comment penalty is 10. Together, there are 15 points in the penalty, and DataSunrise generated the warning message or the warning event. Okay, but what's going on with the blocking events and queries that were blocked by DataSunrise? I switched back to my security events. Let's look inside of the event that was generated blocking of the SQL injection query. As we can see, this query was blocked. And the reason was this rule calculated all penalties together from the query. The OR penalty, comment penalty, a keyword and a comment penalty, and a suspicious function call. By investigating this query, we can see that this query was actually harmful. It could provide some technical information to the SQL map, and SQL map could use this information to sneak into the database instance. But what if we need to provide some information to our external CM systems like Splunk or QRadar or another Syslog-compatible system? In addition to the DataSunrise audit storage and periodic reports, DataSunrise provides us with many possibilities to deliver information regarding events triggered to external systems, like Logstash or additional external subscribers who can receive alerts on every event triggered by the rule. Okay, we can see that as soon as we created and enabled SQL injection blocking rule in DataSunrise Security Suite, the heuristic SQL injection detection and protection mechanism detected and blocked sophisticated SQL map attack on our web application. Thank you for watching.